superstars from around the world. Here we are. Welcome, welcome. So thrilled you're here for my Monday series number 4, Everything Les Miserables. Hi, you guys. Who's here? Who's here? I know, JV, you're in the house. Wonderful. Yeah, we're kind of mourning that Phantom of the Opera will be closing on Broadway. But hey, come to New York before February. That would be, you get to see it. But you never know, it might be kind of a fun thing to do. There's already rumors that it'll be back, but let's see what happens. But anyway, today it's all Les Miserables, which means we're going to be doing some belting for the women and really explaining the belting. And we'll be doing some singing for the men with the Les Mis material. And, hello, Isabel. Thank you for your videos. You're here. I'm so thrilled to see you again. This is so great. You did such a great job. I can't wait for you to go further. It's in such good shape already. Barbara di Milano. Ciao, sweetie. I'm so happy you're here. Hey, Christy. Hi, honey. So happy you're here. This is so cool. We've got a lot to do today, and I'm just kind of over the moon about it. Let me know where you're signing in from. Even if you told me last week, tell me again. I know we have Chicago in the house, North Carolina in the house. Hey, Amanda. Hi. And if you have any questions to start us off, just send me a question here. But I've got a couple questions that I want to answer right away as we're signing on. You're so welcome, Isabel. So you guys, my mentor, choir teacher, conductor teacher, amazing teacher, Dr. William Ramsey is here today. Oh my God, I'm kind of nervous. It's so good. I love you so much. He is part of the fabric of what I teach. So I'm just sort of thrilled that you're here, Dr. Ramsey. Bill, so good. At Stanford University. I went to Stanford University, and it's not known maybe for its music program. Let me tell you, I was in like the best music program with the best teachers. So lucky. Okay. Yeah. How cool is that, Christy, right? Christy's in Chicago. Amanda, you're in California. Where in California? That's where I was born in San Francisco. But here we are in New York City. Okay. Just as people are signing on, Roseanne is from the Netherlands. Hi, honey. Thank you for being here. This is so good. Like I said, we've got the international folks all around the world signing on. This makes me so happy. Okay. Speaking of around the world, I heard from Rihanna from Cyprus. And I'm just going to take a couple quick questions before we get started here. She's talked about anxiety for performing. And I know that's a question for a lot of you guys. What do I do with all my anxiety? Well, the good news about that is anxiety is emotional energy. And in my view, in my experience of my students who have come to me already explaining that they've had panic attacks, what that means in our work is those emotions have been suppressed. So they have to find a way to come out. And so how cool is it that in my method of the revolutionary send of connecting 5 elements of voice technique with 5 elements of the emotional life, we have to connect to those emotions. Now, what might happen is a lot of sobbing, a lot of emotions may come out more than you want, you want to suppress them because you don't want to feel them. Well, as actors and artists, we have the responsibility to feel and to express and to send through the vessel of our body. So it's not only it's not only an opportunity, it's a responsibility, which for me, it changed my life. When I was in my classes with my mentor, acting teacher, Susan Batson, for a year, I was in the corner sobbing, going, Susan, why am I crying? Why am I crying? And she just said, keep crying, Mary. Keep crying. And why? Because I needed to release all that in order to use it. We're not doing therapy. We're not trying to fix it. We are using it. And what I've discovered in using it, we are actually kind of on the path of healing, which is so wonderful. So that's where we are with anxiety. So what I said to Rihanna was just in your practice, just keep on in those emotions, and you may be sobbing it out, hitting some pillows, and really releasing. And then you sing through it. And if it's singing through it with sobbing through it, like I did with my acting teacher, sobbing and and going through it like that, you're going to get to the other side where it will be movie star tears. And if you want, go online, and Susan Batson is doing her Susan Batson Studio classes online, the Susan Batson Studio. And you can do this every Wednesday, especially. Just jump in and you can start working on that emotional life to open it up. That's another tip as we go along here. Makes sense? I know it's a lot of information, but isn't that cool? And so we have tissue. We don't clean up. That's all. We're not going for the final product. We're going to become the vessel. So cool. And Isabel from Spain, I'm so happy you put Spain, honey. I love that you're coming from there. And Rick, hello, darling. Rick is back. Another question, or not a question, a comment. My wonderful student, Jason Donahue, he was in my classes for a long time, and he was on the journey of losing weight for health. And what I noticed in classes, I said to him, Jason, take your space. What happens when we're trying to lose weight and get smaller, because I was in that place myself, always feeling overweight. You know, we never feel good in our bodies. We don't take our space. We try to minimize ourselves. So today we are going to open up and take our space as we warm up, as we do the songs. We're also going to speak through all the emotions that come up. That's why I say, what are you aware of? You know, I don't know what you're aware of. Maybe you're aware of happiness. Maybe you're aware of sadness. Maybe you're aware of feeling alone. We all went through a couple years of COVID and some quarantine. So, you know, we've got to release and we get to make art out of it. How cool is that? And Les Miserables, oh, there's so much pain. So it's kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to turn on some air here. Hold on. Okay, so makes sense? So let's get started right away. So what we're going to do first, and let me know if it makes sense, okay? I can tell you guys are making notes. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on a really good warm-up, and then we're going to get to the repertoire, okay? So let's see. Bea, hi, honey. Doing good. So we're doing Les Miserables today. So what we're going to do first is just an easy warm-up. You know how I tell you guys, you each have your own home base of where your voice lives. I'm a trained soprano. I have a master's from the New England Conservatory. So my home base is a classical soprano. So I always even when I'm belting, I make sure that I'm warming up my home base. And all of us need to warm up the full extension. So even if high notes are new for you, we're going to also warm up the full extension. Now, just a little comment on what belting is. Okay, there's a lot of misinformation about these definitions. So what I would say, and maybe Dr. Ramsey can sign in on this, for men, because of testosterone and hormones, and women, when we are in the chest voice only, it's a whole different sound than our legit soprano. And in musical theater, you're often asked to come and do a legit and a belt song. They want to know that you can sing a more of a classical sound, that legit sound, which is with a vibrato and more soprano sound, or with only your chest voice, which is like Liza Minnelli, Idina Menzel, Pink, and Lady Gaga. Those are the chest voice sounds, and with chest voice and belt. Now, men, you also have a chest voice, of course, but your sound doesn't change when you sing in your chest voice. So I like calling for the men full voice. Let's use your full voice, but you have something we don't have, and that is falsetto. So when you go up really, really high and you can change your voice into that more woman sound, the falsetto, that's a whole new tone for you. We've heard it in the Bee Gees. We've heard it, throughout. And some men really train their voices so they can only sing in that falsetto. Now, for ladies, we would call that head voice. Now, nowadays in pop singing, they talk about, oh, ladies, you went to your falsetto. We don't have falsetto. We have head voice. So that's a little definition thing that I'm old fashioned. So I like saying that men have the falsetto. We have head voice. We can certainly change from our chest to our head suddenly. And it has that really cool color for pop singing. And we can do that all healthfully, by the way, really with great singing health. So it's all good. Okay, so what we're going to do first is start with the first three elements on the voice technique side: the breath, support, and resonance. Now, these elements are so important for every style you're singing, every style. And often I get asked, oh, what's wrong with my register? I have a problem with my register. And in my passaggio, or they call it their break, I have a problem going from the lower to the higher. I have a problem with high notes. What happens is, if you don't have the breath and the support in the right place, the foundation of our singing, which is how the body actually works, you're gonna, it's kind of like a domino effect. It's just gonna not work at all. So let's make sure we've got this. Isabel sent me a video of her breath and support, this S exercise we're going to do now. So perfect. So cool. So here's the breath. Breath, inhale. Once my book is out, I'm going to show you pictures. Okay, so show me, where are the lungs? Yep, here are the lungs. Now, when we breathe at night, do we breathe at the top of the lungs or the bottom of the lungs? When we breathe at night, we breathe at the bottom of the lungs. The top of the lungs, this breath, I call that the panic breath. Now, take a look online. Watch people who are talking. If they're breathing up here, you know they're avoiding their emotions. Breathing down here, they're not avoiding their emotions. Just yesterday, there was a beautiful video by Lady Gaga. She had to cancel her concert in the middle of the concert because there was a lightning storm, and for safety, she canceled the concert. She went online. You can see this video right now. She's sobbing. She's so upset about it. Watch her breathing. It's remarkable. Every breath is from here, and she's letting her breath here. It's not above here, and she's crying. This is what I mean by all that anxiety she was feeling about canceling the concert. She is speaking through it. She's sobbing through it. She's telling her truth through it. She's breathing at the bottom of her lungs. So check it out. You can always send me a message about it. It's so interesting, so cool. Okay, Zara, woo! So cool you're here, madam. You are so beautiful. Or is it Zara? I always get it wrong. Zara, right? Green. Oh, what a woman. Okay, so here we are. We're going to breathe at the bottom of the lungs. We're going over this quickly, and if you want to do the more methodic, so you really understand, please go to Monday series number 1 or my quarantine lesson number 1. I really break it down. Okay, so we have the famous diaphragm here. It's a muscle. It's an involuntary muscle, right? And this nerve in our neck, it's called the phrenic nerve. It says, Mary needs to take a breath. We've got to blow up these balloons. What do? The phrenic nerve sends a signal to the diaphragm. The diaphragm contracts. It drops down. It pushes aside these organs so the tummy's coming out, creates a vacuum in the lungs, and air comes in. Now, that's a lot of information. You got it? All we have to think about as a singer and as a human being, this is singer, actor, human being channel. We want to be in this breath daily. This is how the body actually works. We're just going to let these muscles go. So because we have to let the diaphragm do its work. So think of the air starting here, and the tummy comes out so that the diaphragm can drop down. It pushes aside these organs. Now, when Joan Heller, my voice teacher, told me, don't try to put air down here, I was always trying to put air down there because people always say, breathe into your stomach. And the minute I understood, breathe at the bottom of the lungs and then think down, this pushes aside the organs, just release the tummy. Then it was a more economical breath and I had higher notes. It was easier. So this is super important. Migle, you're here. Oh my gosh. She's the head of the Setrakianators. So please join the Setrakianators on Instagram. We have this community there. I'm so thrilled. Yippee. Okay. So Rick, I see that you have the flu today. Totally makes sense. It's going around, a cold is going around as well. Just really do the breathing with us. It'll help the flu go through you. What happens when we get sick, we tighten up everything because we don't want to be sick. So just let the flu just surrender into that. Okay, so how's the inhale? We got that? That's the breath. The inhale is the breath. Now we're going to support. So some teachers don't even talk about support, but support is so important. Here I am in New York City on the 16th floor. Where's the support? In the foundation, right? So we're the instrument. We are the building. So here's our lungs. Here's the diaphragm. The diaphragm is involuntary. A lot of teachers might say support from the diaphragm. They don't really mean that. They mean support under the diaphragm. The diaphragm has to be free to contract. It drops down. It pushes aside the organs. Then when we sing, the diaphragm's relaxing and rising up. We're going to follow it with this energy. I call it belly button. I call it super belly button. This is like the best. I teach this to you guys every week, and it's like this review for me, you know? It's like, oh my God, I get to do this again too. Okay, so we've got that easy inhale. Now, the belly button are like 1 inch below here. We're going to move it in on an S. You missed the super belly button, Miguel. Yes, Miguel. This is so good for you, honey. So let's do it together. This is what Isabel did so perfectly. I was so impressed. She's a dancer, and she really got this. Now, notice my sternum is popping out. This is something Phyllis Curtin, the great master teacher from Tanglewood, who I studied with, she said, you see that the sternum, when it's popping out, that means you're free. And that means you're connected to the breath and the support. Let's do that together. How's it feeling? Now we can do that in any position. Put your arms up and your leg up. You can even, put your leg out, do an S. If your belly button's free to move in, you can sing in any position. Doesn't matter. Okay? You got it? Woohoo! All right. So this protection that I'm talking about, the support, it protects your vocal cords so they don't hit each other. If your vocal cords are these little muscles, and if they hit each other, they create calluses, which are called nodules, and then it's not good. It's also for your power. We want that powerful singing, whether it's a powerful pianissimo or if it's a powerful loud voice. When you're connected to this connects to your voice, which we're doing next, then you're going to stay in this power and you can sing 8 hours a day and not hurt your voice. Also, vulnerability. Now, we already talked about anxiety, didn't we? And talked about this vulnerability. So Rick, as you're getting over the flu, just stay in this breath and do the S even. And don't be surprised if you get some emotions. In fact, can you tell me if you have any sensation right now? What are you aware of your emotion right now? Maybe you just feel calm. Maybe you feel thrilled about being in the lesson. Maybe you feel a little angry. Maybe you feel sad. Maybe you feel tired. This breath and this support is going to tell you how you're feeling. And tired means, you probably need to go to bed early tonight. So here we go. Let's do the S again. Excellent. Now we're going to connect the breath and the support with your voice. Here we go. Resonance equals your voice. So it's true. We have vocal cords in our throat and they vibrate. They do. And this part, if you didn't have vocal cords, you wouldn't be able to speak or sing. But we want those vocal cords to be free to do their work. So I always say there's, sorry, just getting rid of something here. Okay. So I always say there's a quantum theory that says if you focus on a molecule, if you observe a molecule, the state of the molecule changes. That's a quantum theory. Meaning we don't want to focus in here and try to tell our vocal cords what to do. Instead, we're going to work on focusing on a different place, which I call the front passage. So here it is. Here we go. Remember this, Miguel? So all these beautiful bones and cartilage in the front passage. It's like this bottle. This is your bones and cartilage. This is glass, but we've got a bottle. And inside are air pockets and they vibrate. So here we go. We're going to vibrate right into our cheeks, do an S. Now go to the vibration. And chew. Think very vertical today. Today we're going to think about this vertical space. Don't open the back here. Instead, right here. Good. Let's try a little lip trill. Beautiful. Ooh, do you feel tickling on your mouth? Yes. So let's go back and forth with the S and the vibration. Beautiful. Now we'll go back and forth to the lip trill. If you prefer a tongue trill, that's fine. But make sure the belly button moving in. It's like these two balls spinning around each other. It keeps moving. You are not to hold. If you're holding, that will be the domino effect of not being able to get your high notes, not having, getting fatigued, not having that fresh voice. So this is really, really important. Back and forth. Excellent. So now we're going to go to the high notes and warm up here. As we go up the floors, up the scale, we're going up what I call the floors of the front passage. There's the front passage. These are the floors of the front passage. And we're going to go quicker today. There's, as we go higher, we're going up the front passage and it's going to get smaller. Yes, the higher notes have to ring smaller. Let's do that together. The higher notes also need more energy of support, so let those balls spin faster. I'm going into my legs for the high note to give a little more energy of support. We're just training the body, and I'm training my body to not hold up here, so I'm releasing my head. So here are two bottles. Got a bottle with no water in it and a bottle with water in it. Which bottle, when I blow into it, will be higher? Can you tell me that? Who has the answer? Zara, do you have the answer? I haven't seen you in a while. Okay. So Ranili just said the bottle with less space, so meaning more water. Okay, so let's check it. Da. Okay, they said this is going to be higher. Let's see. Da, da, da. That's a fifth. Calo. Okay, so this is proof. This is just proof. This is so if somebody tells you open up wide for that high note, you can say, aha, there's physics that says it has to be smaller. I was watching Renee Fleming yesterday teaching a master class online. I just jumped in for just a couple of minutes. And what was interesting is she was telling the tenor, you're yelling too much up there. She said it has to be a tighter space. She didn't talk about floors and pyramid, which we're talking about, but it's the same thing. And she told a soprano to make her lower notes around her mouth. She put a pencil in her mouth, in fact. So remember, we have the lower notes that are a little wider and richer here. So let's do the lip trill exercise. How you doing? Good? Going fast. Here we go. So we're just we're gonna go to the personalization and your fourth wall. This is the first steps of connecting your emotional life. So all that stuff I talked about with anxiety, I want you to pick a person right now who's going to be on your fourth wall. So what is the fourth wall? Who can tell me what the fourth wall is? So the fourth wall is the imaginary wall between you, the singer, and the audience. So this is a way to cocoon you into your private space, your private information, your private story. Yes, excellent. So what we're going to do now is on the fourth wall, we're going to put somebody from our life. We're going to personalize somebody from our life. Excellent, Bea. You're right. Separates the audience from the performer. It's a wonderful way to what I call cocoon yourself in this world where the audience can now come in and be like flies on the wall and enter into your intimacy, Intimacy is into me see. Intimacy. Wow, right? So especially for the work in Les Miserables, these songs, these actors, these characters are on the stage. Fantine singing I Dreamed a Dream. She's by herself. Eponine, when she sings On My Own, she's by herself. Marius, when he sings Empty Chairs and Empty Tables, he's by himself. So we have to get very private. So what I love to do is in the exercises to already start this process, because it takes practice. It's an art form. We have to practice this, just as we have to practice the breath and the support and the resonance and going up the floors and smaller space for the higher notes and all that stuff. We also have this other layer. So let's do it. On the fourth wall, I want you to think of somebody who's so important in your life and you lost that person. It may be a parent, it may be a good friend, it may be somebody romantic that you wanted a relationship with, but they weren't available. It's just the sensation of loss. Who is it that you really want in your life, but you can't have them there? It could be something, like somebody who loved you so much and they passed away. It could be somebody who, like I said, who's somebody who you want a romantic relationship with, like Eponine, but they're not interested they like you as a friend, they're not interested. Or somebody, as Fantine says, that she slept a summer by his side and then he left her. So it's somebody who is not there, somebody who you lost. So we're dropping into the sensation of loss. Yeah, very, very good, Bea. The emotions are getting real. Just hang out. Let them happen. Let them happen. I promise you, on the other side of it, you're just going to feel released. Okay? Good. Okay, so on the fourth wall, you're going to see your person. You're going to put, what is their strongest physical feature of that person? Like if I use my dad, he's passed away and he was my biggest supporter. So I'll put my dad there. His face is his strongest physical feature. What's his strongest human quality? I always say he was a genius. Maybe I'll put that he was so generous. He was so generous to people. Okay, Miguel, the imaginary wall. Great work, honey. You have got it. Yeah, this is excellent. So hang in there. And as we do the lip trills going up and down the scale, if emotions come up, we just let them, even if it's like, wah. Very good. Okay. Men, you're here. Ladies, we're here. So we're going to see our person. We'll do an S. We're going up and down that fifth. See your person, and then we go away from them, and we'll come back to them on your fourth wall. S. Don't forget this pyramid shape. See your person, S. Higher floor. So when we do the S, then you're taking a new breath as if you'll do another S, but instead you do the lip trill. Understand? Hi, Lillian. Oh, I'm so happy, honey. Don't worry, you can catch it later. No worries. So happy to see you here. Here we go. Now I stopped. We have to remember we're already on a higher floor now. The low notes live around the mouth. Now we're on this higher floor. S. Then you're here. Tiny space on top. Make sure that this leads it going up and down. We're not just jumping to the high note. No, we got to do the whole journey. Go through the whole journey. Tiny on top. Let's try 2 more just for fun. Got it? Tiny on top. Legs. Coming down the floor slowly but surely. Belly button S. See your person. Coming down the floors. One more. Woo! What are you aware of? That's a really good exercise to do first thing. What I'd love you to do is your morning routine. Remember, when you're looking in the mirror, getting ready for the day, you do some S's, check your sternum, make sure that this is released, you're in your belly button support, and go to those cheeks for your main resonator. These are your speakers. Especially if you have vocal fry. If you're somebody of the younger generation, it's in your generation right now, everybody's talking like that. They're talking in their throat. They're talking right in their vocal cords. And you're exhausting your vocal cords. And eventually, with all that, rubbing together, they're going to get nodules and you won't be able to sing. So let's go here. This is also taking your space. Just like I said to Jason, when you're in this resonance, you're taking your space. You're really there in the space. You can choose to speak softer, but it's a choice. I want you to have your full God-given voice. That's my job, is to help you find and discover and embrace your truth. I don't want you to sound like me or Idina Menzel or Kristen Chenoweth or Sierra Boggess. I want you to sound like you. So this is my responsibility and my passion. Okay. Hey, Clarissa, glad you're here. No worries. So that was a high C. So if you can lip trill up to a high C, that means you can sing a high C, whatever you can lip trill up to. Don't worry if you went a little bit lower. It's not a big deal. It's just like that's where your voice is living right now. And JV, you're a bass baritone. You're not going to necessarily hit those highest notes. But the nice thing about the lip trill exercise, I call it an exercise with training wheels on. You're not going to hurt yourself by trying. So it's really fun. So Christina is aware that she's exhausted. Excellent, honey. This is excellent, Christy. You give so much to your family, to your siblings, and I am not surprised that you are exhausted. And I thank you for sharing that. That is so awesome. And I want you to know that. And so you want to make sure to let's keep hydrated. Let's have our water. We'll have our water. I love putting water in like a pretty glass because then you want to drink more water. Good. Okay. So we're going to go right to another exercise that's going to help us warm up for these songs from Les Mis. So this is what I'm hoping to get to in just 30 minutes. Let's see if we can do it. So we're going to stay in our home base voice. Ladies, don't worry about belting right now. This is our home base. If you're a belter automatically, it's fine. Just sing where you're comfortable. But we're going to keep going higher and higher, which means, ladies, you have to go to your head voice. Man, I want you to go to your full voice. So don't try to make it a pop exercise. We're just going to go very straight ahead with this exercise. Okay? Excellent. All right. So what I'm going to do is use words from the songs we're doing today and make them an exercise. So the first song we're going to do for the men is Empty Chairs and Empty Tables. We're going to look at the climax of each of these songs, the highest note of each of these songs. So the words in Empty Chairs and Empty Tables, so the word is word. Okay, I can hear them now. The very words that they had sung became their last communion. So I'm going to use in an exercise the word words because it's very tricky, and I'll tell you why. And I'm also going to use the word became. Now, in Fontaine's I Dreamed a Dream, the big note is on the word shame. So we're going to warm up that, not in our chest voice right now, but just to understand singing through these particular vowels of these very important and not so easy words, I have to say. And then in On My Own, the word that is really important is blind. I know that he is blind. So that's an ah vowel. Okay, so we're first going to go to words. So, man, you're down here. So these low notes live around our mouth. We're about right here. We're going to say the words. Now, words has an R in it. So we're going to go to what's called a schwa sound. So we're not going to go words. We're not going to go And for those of you who English is a second language like Barbara, it's very important to know that you don't want to land on these R's. It's like, that's like in Italian. They obviously don't have the R. And so when you're speaking English and trying to do a good accent, you kind of add an extra R in there. Well, this is the opposite. We want to say words. And so say that with me. The words. The words. So this is what we call a schwa. And this is also important. You know, Sierra Boggess, when she was doing Ariel, part of your world, that's even harder because it's an R with an L and a D. World, words. So we don't say the R at all, just the W. So notice I'm very vertical. You can almost pucker your lips in kind of this weird way. So here's the S. You're going to throw the ball to your person on the fourth wall. If you want to throw it to me, that's fine. I'm going to throw it to you and making you my person. I'm going to endow you with a person on my fourth wall. So S. The words. Sing to me. The words. So what we're going to think of is this kind of corridor we're going down, and the vowels are very vertical. The words. Sing to me. The words. Now we're going to do the words became. Now, remember last week we talked about diphthongs? So came is two vowels, A, E, came. In English, we only sing on the first vowel, BK. We put the E with the M at the end. We don't want much of the E. So we're going to sing on the A vowel. Became. Don't do the E. One more. S, higher floor. Came will be a little smaller space. Became. Sing to me. Became. Now there's a tricky consonant in the word became. It's the K sound. And so what often happens when this is the highest note, and what may happen is the tenor or whoever's singing the song, could get trapped in the back. So make the k very forward on your tongue. It's in the back of the tongue, but we're going to have the vowel live in front. Became. Sing to me. Became. Now we're going to say to shame. Now this is going to be belted, but we're working on the vowel right now. Same thing. You're not going to sing that E. To shame. Sing to me. To shame. Became. Became. Back to me. Became. To shame. To shame. To shame. Good job. Now, he is blind. This is going to be in our chest. We're not doing chest right now, but we're checking the vowels. He is blind. What vowel would that be? What vowel would that be? it would be the ah vowel. Blind, blind. Now see, Bea, I'm seeing you say words. Yeah, words. It's in IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. It's an upside down E is how you put it. But good job. I understand what you're saying. Okay, so blind. He is blind. We're just doing an exercise. Try that. He is blind. Again. He is blind. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're on what's called the passaggio note. E's and B's are the passaggio. Many of you call it your break. I don't call it your break because you're not broken. But for the passaggio note, we need more energy of support, and we need it to be a little more compartmentalized in that on the floors in the pyramid shape. Let's try it. He is blind. He is blind. So I like saying, let's make a keyhole with our hands, and you're going to put the word blind, that ah vowel, through this keyhole like it's a laser beam. He is blind. Try it with your finger now as a laser beam. S. S. He is blind. Now I'm kind of doing it more in a musical theater way. Let's do it in the real soprano way. You know, what's amazing is the great composers write on these notes because these are the most difficult notes to sing in the passaggio. And Mozart writes on this note all the time. Let's do it in soprano or in your legit voice, classical voice, men. He is blind. Good, keep going. Now the next note is going to be easier. It's going to sparkle on top for the ladies. Guys, it's going to feel like this tight space. And we're going to go through this really wonderful laser beam. He is blind. Good. Now, we're going to switch over to became. 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 Be careful not to widen. Became. That's what Renee Fleming was telling the tenor yesterday. That the tenor was like, become, and it was wide and blatty. And the minute he narrowed it, it became in the physics of the sound. It was just so beautiful. Let's try that. We can do, I love this hand motion. This is narrowing it up on the pyramid. Became. Let's do that again. Here we go. S, S, new breath. Now, men, you're an octave lower in your tone. You know, my voice is an octave higher. This is, again, the hormone thing. But that's your high, full chest voice. Became the last communion. That's the line we're going to sing. It's such a great example of coming down the floors. Became their last communion. So you have to have the high note came. Remember the k-k-k? That's going to be a little dangerous. Don't let it fall back. Don't do a really loud K sound. Just keep it in the front. Became their last communion. Want to try? Ladies, we can sing it up here. Let me do it with the ladies once. Communion. That's our soprano. Men, here we go. 2, 3. Communion. Now, men, I'm going to sing it in your octave, okay? But do it up high. I'm going to sing it in your octave. You keep it high, full voice. Here we go. Became the last communion. Beautiful. Woo! How are you doing? Hey, Riley, so happy you made it. How did that go, JV? Feeling pretty good, Rick? I know, Rick, you're not with us this time. But men, if any other men that are joining on or listening after the live, I hope that helps. And please send me videos if you like on my Instagram page. I'm happy to hear. Good job, JV. Excellent. Now we're moving on to the ladies. And we're going to do a chest belting exercise. Now, men, as I told you, you don't have the same resonance that changes sounds when you go into your chest voice. So what I would suggest as we're doing these exercises for the ladies, just sing along. And remember, last week I told you to make sure the lowest notes you have, just have them ring around your mouth. Don't push down for them. Just let the lowest floor here be yours. Okay, so you're welcome to sing along with the ladies as we are exploring our chest voice. Now, I've talked to you about how the front passage resonator, this is our dominant resonator. This is where we always start from. And then we can go anywhere. And for the ladies, we have this really special resonator of the chest. Okay, and I have a really fun long story about my work on that, but let's go for this first. Now, this first exercise I got from Mark Pearson, who was my voice teacher at the New England Conservatory when I was getting my master's. And I use this exercise for my singers, no matter what style you are. So what does that mean to me? That means that no matter who you are, even if classical voice is your first home base style, you want to warm up this chest voice for the ladies. And Maria Callas even said, ladies, do not be scared of your chest voice. There's something about a woman and the chest voice. The difference of the classical versus the musical theater is we take the chest voice up higher. Now, the rule is, which is kind of unbelievable, the rule is we can go all the way up to B flat, which is Shame and I Dreamed a Dream. We can do full chest voice healthfully up to a B flat. So this is going to be a rule that is really cool. And as long as we have our breath and our support, if you don't have your support, of course you're going to hurt your voice, no matter what style you're singing. So that's why I always take that time at the beginning of each lesson to go through the breath and the support and the resonance, the front passage. Now, the breath and the support stay the same, but we're going to choose a different resonator. And for you guys, you can choose, and ladies, you can choose a different style. You can go straight tone. You can add scoops. You can be breathy. You can have a whole palette of different colors on your voice palette. But right now, we're just waking up the chest resonator that Mark Pearson did for me. So what I love about this is the proof of going into your chest voice is not going to hurt you. It's just not, as long as you're releasing away and not adding tension and you're using your breath and support. Okay, I'll shut up. Here we go. We got to do it, not talk about it. So we're going to do an NG to a ga. So we're going to do ga. And notice I'm not going ma. I'm choosing my resonator, not ma, ah. And then you're just going ma, ma, ma. Just do ma, 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 men around here. Ladies, here we go. Now, what we're going to do when we go to that low note, we're going to shake it out like your tevia in Fiddler on the Roof. That's my favorite one. Ga. Ga. How's it going? You feel that it's like rattling around? Notice how free I am. That's so that I don't have any tension. It's just discovering the vibration. One more. Ga. Beautiful. Now let's go here. Now we're going to sing I Saw Ma, and we're not doing the front passage anymore, ladies. Men, you're going to stay in the front passage. You're going to go ma, ma, ma. But ladies, we're only going to go for the chest resonance, okay? I love Riley's tuning in and saying she loves this for the chest. It's so dynamic and amazing. Now, I'm going to step back because I really want you to see my legs. Okay, so we're going to get in the legs. We are over-exaggerating right now. We are training the body. We're training the muscle memory so that belly button down is your support, and even just doing a knee bend adds support. And we're training the body not to hold here. So there's one more on my emotional side that we're going to add as we're doing this. It's called sensory conditions. So let's add sunshine or oil. Which one do you like today? Let's do sunshine. So you're going to let sunshine come in and just think of sunshine rather than relax. We're not really relaxing. We are engaging. So just feel sunshine. Here we go. So we're going to throw our arms back on I. You're going to use an H, no glottal stop. S, new breath. I saw ma. I saw ma. Good. We're going up a bit more. S, you're going to go throw your arms back and go from under. We're not going from on top anymore. We're only going for chest resonance. S, take a breath. Legs. I saw ma. Good. S, I saw ma. And then you're going, I saw ma, 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 ma. Just do ma, ma, ma there. But ladies, we're only in the chest. S, I saw ma. Now, it might be new. I don't know. But just know you can go only chest. Again. S, I saw ma. Woo. That's the B flat. Now we're going to go a little higher. It's going to mix, but don't think about mixing, but there will be chest in it. We're going to throw under, and we're going to go through this laser beam from under. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to send it to you first, and then you send it back. S, I inhale. I saw ma. Try that. S, I saw ma. Now make sure ma goes back down into your chest. I saw ma. Now we're going to say he is blind. He is blind. Listen to me once. S. He is blind. Good. Send to me. S. He is blind. Now, it needs to be in this laser beam. Don't open wide. If you open wide, it won't work. So you've got to go smaller. Why? It's the physics of the high notes. Got to stay in that. Okay, so we're going to go to I know that he is blind. And on my own, let me just go to that page. Actually, we'll do that after Shane. Let's do Shane first. You're all warmed up now. How are you doing? Are you understanding this? So all we've done is we've changed the resonator. Just to tell you the story really quick, Joey Patton was this director who I just like found him yesterday. I haven't talked to him for decades. He was the first one who believed that I could sing Eva Perón. Well, I had to go get my ducks together, not only for that, but also for Les Mis, because I was auditioning for Les Mis. I went to this Phil Reno. I was a conductor who was conducting Cats at the time. And he told me, Mary, to go up on Shame for I Dreamed a Dream, you have to, it's a B flat. And you have to use your full chest. If it goes to B natural, that's not full chest anymore. So I had a score that went to B natural. He said, throw it away. You've got to do the B flat. Now, if you don't read music, this might be weird. I would suggest to take piano lessons. You can go to Eloise Mueller, my student. And if you're interested in piano lessons online, let me know because she's freaking amazing. But so the B flat, it changed everything for me to understand the sound they wanted. And after I went in with that, after years and years of auditioning, I got the job. Okay, so now we're going to go to shame. Shit, that's the wrong one. So we're going to go to shame, which is page 19. Okay, so we're going to do a little exercise of shame. So a really great way to do this is to start lower and go higher. So this is not the B flat. This is only in our chest. I want you to see that person who you lost, who you feel that loss for. You have to personalize it. And the more you send to that person, that will also help this whole process. We got to connect the two. It's not just about making a lovely tone. This is, and honestly, why did Boublil and Schoenberg write this song to a B flat? Why would they have Fantine right now singing a B flat and not a higher note? It's because I think they wanted the full scream. They wanted a scream from their chest, just of help. Those higher notes are exciting. This isn't about exciting. This is about pure, unadulterated pain. So let's go there. Let's do this. Great, Riley. I'll see you around. We'll be in touch. Don't worry, honey. So here we go. We can do this. Okay, S. S. Now we're going to keep the A vowel that we practiced in the exercise. We're going to keep that in our chest. S. S. Take a breath. We're going to shake it out in sunshine. Shame. Okay, S. Here we go. We're going to go higher. So this is still just chest. We're not at the note yet. Just hang out and really only chest. Don't let it go higher. See your person walking away from you. Oh my God, it hurts. S. Breath. Shame. Okay. Here we go. S. S. Take your space. Let it vibrate. Let it vibrate in the room. See your person. Here we go. S. S. Shame. That's the B flat. How you doing? Did you get it? Only here? Wow. Okay, so we're going to sing this and put it all together right now, and then we're going to end with on my own. How are you doing? You ready to try it? Oh, thank you, Bronwyn. I'm so glad you're having fun. Yeah, my book is coming out soon, so this is great. I'm so excited. Okay. I've got this set up. We're going to go from But the Tigers Come at Night, okay? Now remember that really low note she has to hit? Just let that low note live around your mouth. And we go up shame, only chest. And see that person who you lost. It's really important to drop in to that sensation of loss. Here it comes. Here comes But the Tigers. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart. Here we go, chest. As they turn your dream to shame. Wow. So that's where we want to go there. Hey, Dr. Ramsey, so cool, right? Okay, Felicia. Don't worry, honey. You've got this work. Now we're jumping over to On My Own, because all of you Eponines out there, you have to understand how to focus in on this one. Notice I'm going really fast because we only have an hour, but you can go back and practice again. And it's new information, so you're going to revisit it. It's going to be really fun. Okay, it's 1 o'clock, but we can do this. Let's have a drink of water. Barbara said, are you going to the moon with your voice, Mary? Well, we are just letting the resonance do the work and the support and hanging out in that sunshine and seeing your person and hanging out in the pain. That's the work. Okay. I traveled with the show for 2 years. I got the job and I was what's called a swing. So I had to sing the soprano and do all the belting. So here we go. Okay, we're going to do I know that he is blind. I know that he is blind. Now, this is going to be all chest voice. We're going to get to the B natural. Now they chose B natural for Eponine. Why would they choose B natural and not the full chest, B flat that they chose for I Dreamed a Dream? Isn't it interesting kind of diagnosing this? What I think, it's more than the painful scream. It's like she's trying to reach him. She wants to reach him. She wants him to come to her. I know that he is blind. Still, I say there's a way for us. She's trying to still make it happen. While Fantine is just like, it was just shame. She's talking about the past and how she was in full shame. Isn't it fascinating? I just love that. Okay, yes, exactly, Isabel. She still has hope. Maybe because she's breaking. I think she's still hoping. I think she's still trying to get there. Okay, so we're going to do the exercise. This is the way I'd love to do this exercise, is do the same phrase, but start lower because you're not as scared. And then when you go up, you find out you can do it because you have your support connected. It's like jumping off a cliff every time, you guys. I'm just doing it more times than you probably have. So I trust a little more. You have to trust too. Here we go. So we're going to go. Okay. So we're going to throw under. And although, then we throw back. I know that he is blind. We're going to do straight tone on blind. But this is the belly button leads that laser beam. Let's try a little higher. From under. Notice I'm always throwing under. That's the style. And I know, and although, breathe, I know that he is blind. Good job. Sending, sending, sending. Notice I'm not saying hold the note. I'm saying send the note. We all say hold the note. We don't mean that. We mean send the note. Good. Let's try the next one. I think I did the wrong interval before. Excuse me. But here we go. And although, breathe, I know that he is blind. Want to try it again? That's the B natural. There's a little mix in it, but be really narrow with that laser beam and from under. One more time. Here we go. S, breathe. And although I know that he is blind, we're going to go up one more just for fun. Okay, here we go. We're going to go above it. Let's try it. And although I know that he is blind. Okay, there's the C. C is always a little tricky because there is a smidge of belt in it, a smidge of chest voice, but it's not so easy to do. And at the end of this song, she has to do that high C to end the song. That's exactly what she does. Let's try that. The world that's full of happiness that I have never known. you want to make it really tight and through there. Want to try that? One more time. See your person, send it to them. The world that's full of happiness that I have never known. That's this way, not this way. Woo! One last time. I'm going to play for you, so you just sing it out. And although I know that he is blind, and although grief, I know that he is blind, still I say, there's a way for us. Beautiful. Let's do the very end. Without me, his world will go on turning brief, a world that's full of happiness that I have never known. And then just speak it. I love him. 3 different ways. I love him. I love him, but only on my own. Now that's going to be more in our head voice, but straight tone, so it's not classical legit. But only on my own, but only on my own. You see how we can style different ways? You have your breath and support, and then we can work on different stylings. You guys, we did it. 106. Yay, Christy. Oh my gosh, I'd love to hear this in your voice, honey. Please, please send videos. I love it. Or you know, if you want to go on Instagram and put them up there, tag me. I don't know, can you like share videos anymore if you tag somebody? This was amazing. You're so welcome, Ronili. I hope that was making sense. This was a really like go ahead lesson. You guys were in the work. I can tell we didn't do a lot of chitter chat this time, which you know I love. But this was really intense and amazing. Great, Isabel. I'm so glad that feels good. Remember, honey, you've got a lyric voice first. You've got a legit voice first. So these are wonderful tools that you can add to your toolbox. How you doing, William Ramsey? I'm so honored you're here. Thank you for being here. You inspire me every time. I'll end with a little story that Dr. Ramsey did for me. So when I was at Stanford University, I was auditioning for the first time for an opera, and it was for Gianni Schicchi, the one-act opera with O mio babbino caro. So I went to sing the aria for Andor Toth, who was the head. You know, he was just this really incredible, like head of the department, the new head of the department. So he'd never heard me sing, and I was focusing in on my voice, trying to listen to my voice to be good. Well, the feedback was Mary was singing off pitch. And that was such a weird, you know, feedback for me. So I went to chorus. I went to chorale. It was this very wonderful, very small elite chorus that Dr. Ramsey was the head of. And after rehearsal, Dr. Ramsey came up to me and said, Mary, I heard that you had this audition, and I heard that you were singing off pitch. He said, Mary, I've never heard you sing off pitch before, but you were singing off pitch in choir today. So please just forget it. So what that lesson taught me was we do not check in and try to listen to our voice. I forgot it. I just stayed with the joy of singing, and I didn't have a pitch problem again. So these tools we're using with the fourth wall, with the emotional work, with sending, this will get your mind off of the sound of your voice and keep you in the resonance, in the vibration, and in the breath and the support, and again, the sending. That's why I call my method the revolutionary send. Okay, so thank you. Grazie, William Ramsey, and thank you guys all for being here. Okay, JV, I won't see you next week, but I can't wait. Can't wait to see you. So next week, shall we do some Phantom in honor of Phantom? Shall we do all legit next week, and we can do everything Phantom of the Opera? How do you like that? Yay, Dalia. Oh my goodness. My pleasure. Wonderful. Felicia, we'll do that. We'll do everything Phantom next week. Okay. Just in celebration of it closing, we will really work on our legit voice. So that means if your home base is pop, come on by. This will be a great opportunity. If you're like me and your home base is legit or classical soprano, we will take it to the next level. And I'll be adding a lot of new exercises. Okay? Awesome. Like Barbara di Milano, you're an amazing pop singer. So it'll be really fun to work on your head voice, on your soprano, on you're probably more of a mezzo soprano. It'll be really wonderful. Okay? Heart, heart, heart. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me. And tell your friends to come on by. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you next week. I'll see you on Monday. Okay. My pleasure. Bye, you guys.